1st October 2005.
Unbelievable.
Really, 11 rand.
I remember when it was 11 rand. All right, good morning, everyone. Let's get going. All right, as you can see there, U.S. markets really closed on the highs of the day again. And yesterday, obviously, rather than the day before, we did get some new earnings news that was reasonable. So you can see that pretty much every sector up across the board. We had Obama, obviously, the night before that signed into law to raise the debt ceiling. And then overnight or yesterday, we saw the gold price really bolt through $1,300 after China's Dagong rating agency downgraded U.S. debt. As I said, that they feel the fundamental situation that the debt growth rate significantly outpaces that of fiscal income, and GDP remains unchanged. So I think that's the reason why we really got that spike up in the gold price yesterday. How long that's going to last, who knows? But bottom line, it got things kick-started. We also had some data out of China overnight that kind of kept Asia going, I think, a little bit on the back of the U.S. Everybody was up except for the Nikkei. But then I think the big pop that we saw yesterday here toward the end of the day was actually on the back of Google. Came out with numbers much better than expected on the revenue and the EPS number. And we really saw Google kind of carry the indexes to new all-time highs, on new all-time closing highs on the S&P. So very important day yesterday. We had about 6 days in a row where we've rallied. And the last couple of days we finished on the highs. You can see this morning S&P futures up again another 5.5 points. So there's really a lot of momentum there. You can see the numbers out of Google there. Nice beat on both numbers. I think up about 8 point some odd percent after hours, and really expecting it maybe to continue to move higher. We had production updates and trading updates out of Anglo American Group. Obviously including Anglo Platinum and Kumba. Anglo said that export metallurgical coal up 9% to a record of 4.9 million tons. Export thermal coal down 1% to 4.5 million tons, and copper up 32% to 207,000 tons. That's quite a big number for them out of copper. We had platinum that was flat at 632,000 ounces. Cash operating cost was 17,381 rand an ounce. For the fourth quarter, cash operating cost was affected obviously by the strike. And we also have their forecast of 2.3 million ounces for 2013 that that's going to remain in place. So I think that's quite good considering had the strikes and things like that, and they're still keeping their guidance the same. That should be some sort of positive for Amplats, you'd think. The negative number I think really came from the iron ore side. You had Kumba Iron Ore. We're saying that production was down 24% to 9.5 million tons. We had export sales volumes for 2013, which is expected to be lower, and they got it by 40 million tons. So I mean that's I think it's definitely some sort of negative news in Kumba. It's been trading way softer than the overall market. How much of that's priced in, I'm not really sure. But we'll watch it today and we'll see how it plays out. Today before the bell, we've got General Electric, which is probably one of the most diversified conglomerates in the U.S. Between the finance divisions and the aircraft divisions and the durable goods divisions, and they pretty much encompass every sector of the market. So that's going to be a big one to watch today. So we got Schlumberger and Morgan Stanley out as well today. So all right, very little on market data front. Just some stuff out of China. We had the GDP numbers, which are dead in line, industrial production dead in line, and then we had a small miss out of retail sales. So I actually think that's kind of confirming. I think that's kind of a bit of a relief for some people on those Chinese numbers, because some people I think have been worried about a slowdown there. So that's actually probably Even though it's in line, it's probably a relief. All right, let's get into the maps. Okay, first one I want to have a look at here is the S&P. Let's look at the S&P. Just generally wanted to show it because you can see we've just broken out to a new high as of yesterday. Everything that I've been looking at between, the technical targets that people have been putting on between the what do you call them, the Elliott wave theorists, and even some of the fundamental guys. I think it seems like consensus for end of year targets are somewhere between 750 and 770. So I would say that on this kind of breakout from us, flagging here a little bit, and breaking out to the upside, we definitely are going to get somewhere close to that 750 number, I would say. So this sort of rally that we've had here has been quite incredible, and I think it may be the last kind of leg up that we have before the end of the year. But I think it's just difficult to step in front and try to train stop it. So just be careful if you're waiting to try to catch the top. Anglo Gold, wanted to show this. I'm actually going to go back 2 years and just. I showed this the other day, and looking on 1 year chart, it kind of looks like we've broken out. But if you back out a little bit, you can really see there that we're basically right at trend resistance, and if we shorten it up a little bit, we actually have kind of we've broken out, maybe from some sort of resistance here about 140. You can see how we once we got below it, we failed it several times. We did get above it briefly, and then we failed it again. Several touches along beginning of September, again later in September, and then finally poked our head through yesterday. So I would say the 140 level is significant. I would be looking for a quick move up toward maybe the top end of this range here, 155, the recent highs from August, where we failed at this this low where we broke down from. So I think we can get a quick move to 155 out of Anglo Gold. I would look for maybe a little bit of confirmation that we get above that trendline resistance, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us get up to 155 quite quickly. All right, look at Naspers. 2 days ago we broke out of this flag that we had that really broke. That made a new all-time high as well on that breakout. Yesterday we had a unusually weak move out of Naspers to the downside on no real slide in the price of 10 cent overnight, but we saw it come down and correct. It's just looking at this a little bit more closely. We're looking at this level at about it's hard to see here, but I think you can put the downside of this level where we broke out from on the flag, maybe close to 945-ish, I believe. Well, that says 949. Call it 946, the bottom end of that of the day's range. So call it 946 on Naspers. I think if we drop that, I think we'll struggle a little bit. But I think as long as we can hold this level, next couple of days, I really think we're going to push to $1,000 within probably a week's time. All right, look at Life Healthcare. Actually, back it out a little bit. This thing obviously made this huge rally. We kind of got up into some sort of consolidation. Let's draw it up here. Some sort of consolidation here. Kind of made a mini breakout. And really just kind of made our second little slightly higher consolidation range now. It's kind of looking like we're going to break out. We're actually very close to closing highs. I'd like to see this thing take out recent highs rather than drawing it any other way. But bottom line is, if you look at it in a longer period of time, we've put in a lot of consolidation between, call it 31 and 38. And I really think if we can pop above, previous highs, which are up around 39 Rand, that we can probably see some significant upside here. It's one of the more choppy stocks. I mean, if you shorten this thing up, you can see just every single day. I mean, the bars are so long, and then the next day is kind of it can be, this thing's incredibly wicky. The next day you get a total counter trend move. So I think you got to be really careful of it. I don't know if a couple times before when we broke out here, it just really hasn't had much follow through. But if you like the space, if we do pop above 39 on a closing basis, I think it's maybe not a bad opportunity to try to play on the long side. All right, another one. Obviously, we're looking at lots of stocks that are breaking out here, and so we're just kind of getting used to that. This is BRAT, B-A-T. You can see here really defined resistance here at 43. I mean, you can look at this a little bit like it's already broken out, but these things are so when it's such a slight trend line resistance, or flag or whatever you want to call it there. I like particularly to see it break out to new closing highs because it's so close. It just feels like you're getting a little bit more confirmation. Maybe call it a upward sloping triangle, but bottom line is looks like if we break above 43 on a closing basis, we could definitely have some more upside on BRAT. And then the last one I'm going to show, another one kind of out of the box today, is Pick and Pay. We did look at this a few sessions ago. We were talking about this flag pattern. We did get confirmation of the breakout there 2 days ago. It's a little bit long duration, but you can see there we popped to the upside there after an up move. So if you're desperately looking for a stock that's not trading at all-time highs straight now to buy, this could be your game. Have a look at this. Could definitely trade to recent highs, which are up around $45. That's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.